What's going on, YouTube? This is Jim Afanis, aka Viper Magic, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about The Taken King. Now, it is no surprise that I am a huge Destiny fan, so I'm pretty excited that The Taken King is coming out. However, there was an interview last week which rubbed many of us the wrong way. That interview you probably read courtesy of Eurogamer. I'll post a link in the description below if you don't know what I'm talking about. It was between Eurogamer and Luke Smith, and it came off pretty shitty. As a loyal fan of anything, basically to be told, screw you, go buy this is the only way to get the new content, the new exclusive perks, etc., is pretty nasty, to the point that over 20,000 of us, myself included, signed an online petition at change.org, basically voicing our frustration. Now, the reality is this, and I've said this long ago, and I stand by it: you speak with your wallet. If you're not happy with the way things are going, money talks, and go spend your money somewhere else. Now, I was one of those guys who bought the Ghost Edition the day it was announced, and I love it. I love my Ghost. I love all the content that came with my Ghost Edition, including the 2 expansion packs for free. Obviously not free, I paid for them through the $150 Ghost Edition, but I knew that after that, all the new DLC I would have to go ahead and buy if I wanted to stay current with my friends in the world of Destiny. And I have no objection with buying new content if it's good. What I did have an objection with, as many people did, and the primary reason I signed the petition, was because the only way to it felt as if the only way to get some of the cool new armor shaders and exotic weapons and that sort of thing was to buy this $80 catch-all edition, whether you were a loyal fan like myself or somebody who's never played the game before. And I think that rubbed a lot of us the wrong way. I think a lot of us loyal fans really felt betrayed. I know I felt betrayed. The game had lukewarm ratings when it came out, but there was a lot of us who kind of stuck through it because we liked it. A lot of us kind of believed in the vision of what Bungie had done before and the vision of the game. So it was kind of, screw you to players, and it didn't feel good. I will admit that after I saw that, my first reaction was, hey, I want to buy the collector's edition anyway because I want the Strange Coin and all the new content. But the more I thought about it on principle, $80 for an expansion is kind of rough. Obviously, it's bundled with the old stuff, which for me would go right in the garbage can, or to somebody else, I guess, who didn't have it. But to basically buy a collector's edition for DLC just seems very odd. If you really think about it, it's very odd. That's unprecedented. And that's not like... Don't mistake that for like the franchise editions that Steam does from time to time, where they give you the entire collection of a game with all the digital content. This is more of a kind of a cash grab almost, just in DLC. And I think there's a big distinction between the two, and I wasn't happy about it. So anyways, the petition came out. A lot of people were very upset, people throwing their games in the streets, all that sort of thing. I obviously not that extreme. But tonight, Bungie posted a blog post from Luke Smith himself. And he talks about that he was an asshat and he's sorry. Well, Luke, we accept your apology. Well, I keep saying we. I accept your apology. I think you were a piece of shit. And what you said was really insensitive. And I don't know you, so you didn't really affect me personally. But I accept your apology. So thank you for writing what you wrote. I hope you mean it. I don't know if you do or you don't. That said, they announced that if you want to get all of those perks, you can as a $20 upgrade, which will be available on launch day, which will include all of the class-specific emotes, the armor shaders, the exotic class items, and the XP bonuses. In addition, there's just a teaser photo right now, but for people who have a light level 30 Guardian and have picked up the Dark Below and the House of Wolves, you're going to be a VIP. And there's a VIP and there's a photo. And it looks to be a lot of tiger stripes or like lion stripe things. It looks like armor skins. Kind of people are dressed in like maybe like white and black, like leopards or something. Looks like a new speeder, and it looks like some sort of plaque behind your character's name. You can, I guess, identify that you're kind of one of the core people. So they also said that in addition, there's more fun stuff to announce. And this is a year one thing. So you won't, it's not something you could just buy. It's something you've had earned. So that's kind of neat. I mean, I don't know what we were expecting, to be honest. I don't know if selling the digital content from the Taken King Collector's Edition as a standalone $20 is the right approach, though. It's basically like, hey, we're going to give the option to buy everything anyway. So if the expansion is $40, which my understanding that it is, which is pretty hefty as well, you're going to spend $40 and then another $20 to pick up the class-specific emotes, the armor shaders, and the exotic class items with experience bonuses. You're back up to $60 again. So, yeah, I guess the takeaway is I'm going to get something unique as a year one player, but man, I'm sinking a lot of money into this game. I know that Destiny was at one point considered a paid MMO, and they shied away from that model. But at some point, I'm not saying it's now. I'm not saying what the breaking point is, and I'm not really concerned about the financial part of it. I mean, yeah, it's money. I mean, it's $60. Don't get me wrong. That's a pretty hefty sum of money to invest in the game. At some point, we're going to have to look at how much is too much in this game and how much DLC before we say enough is enough. Obviously, I played a lot of World of Warcraft, so the idea of a subscription-based model is not foreign to me. I spent a lot of money on that game, $15 a month to be exact, plus all the expansions that were anywhere from $40 to $50 a pop, and I did that for about 4 years. So you could do the math; it's a lot of money. There's so many good games out now, though. Not that there weren't before, but really now it's such an explosion. And after E3 of all these great new titles coming out, Mad Max and Fallout and the new Batman game, which is sitting behind me. I'm going to open it tomorrow night. And all these just amazing titles that have been released, Last Guardian, and the list goes on and on and on. And I'm not even talking console exclusives either. Halo and Gears and, geez. At some point, we got to look at it and say, you know what? Spending this much money on one game, as fun of a game as it is, it's probably time to move on. Now, I don't expect to get stuff for free. Obviously, these guys are working hard on the game. They have a 10-year model, new content, and that sort of thing. But, boy, if the expansions start going the route of $40, you're talking, you know, for me as someone who owns a Ghost Edition, plus buying either the digital collector's edition or piecemealing it and just buying the expansion only plus this $20 bundle, I'm at about $200 on one game, and that's starting to get up there. Again, I don't know what the magic number is. I don't really have one per se, but you know, there's games that I've spent significantly less on and have a lot more time invested in it. Skyrim comes definitely an example of something that I've invested tons and tons of time in, or Diablo 2, Diablo 3, Heroes of the Storm, free to play. I've logged an insane amount of time in that. So we'll have to see how this plays out with Bungie. It's interesting. I will say that I'm happy that that they listened to the fans. I'm upset it came to this. I'm upset that we had to kind of like grab our pitchforks in order to like get these guys on board with the thought process. And I think it's pretty shitty they tried to pull one over on us. But again, let bygones be bygones. We'll see. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So if this shit happens again, I'm out. I think a lot of people are feeling that way. I don't think you'll see it, though. I think that those days are probably over, at least for right now. I don't think they realized the kind of PR storm they were going to get. And I'm not just talking about what Luke Wilson said, or Luke Smith, whatever. I already forgot the dude's name. Luke Smith. I'm not talking just what he's saying. I'm saying just in general, the idea that, you know, we're going to give all the new players all this great stuff to come over and basically screw the original players. I think that trend is probably over at this point. I don't mind the collector's edition. I totally understand that people who buy day one always get burned. I think it's a crappy model, but that's just the way it is. It's always been that way. So I understand that people who buy on day one get less bang for their buck as opposed to somebody who jumps on later. But obviously the trade-off is you don't get to play the game. So, I mean, you got to play to win. So I'm not beating that part up so much. But be careful with the freebies, guys. You have people who really care a lot about that kind of stuff. And you start wagging your finger in the haves and have-nots, and you're going to end up with a broken game that nobody plays. So just my 2 cents on that. Let me know what you guys think about this. Are you happy with the decision? Is it something that has turned you around, or are you still just adamantly done? I know a lot of my friends have bounced on this game, and especially with the slew of amazing games and Fallout and Doom and all these amazing titles coming next year. Maybe time to take a hard look in the mirror, Bungie. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please do me a favor, comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.